What's up? It's like you just got off the stage or something, dude.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing today?
Doing solid. Welcome to another Art Bros, everybody. It's your friend Joe and your other friend Jeremy. We're bros.
We're bros. Just bros. Nothing more. Just bros.
My sweet GF is in the chat asking what happened. I'll bring that up when we get to the Star Circuit. So hopefully this will be a warning for everyone, but we'll talk about it later. Coleman's here. What's up? Let's go.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. What did happen?
Well, we have Star Circuit.
Oh, that's what we're talking. Okay,
yes,
that's what you meant.
yes,
All right, guys, we'll
yes.
hold off for that. Let them get through.
What do you think it was?
I don't know.
Relationship problems?
Yeah, of course. I just didn't know. As the world turns,
That's how it goes, dude.
So
what's up with you, Jeremy?
And just getting that page 2 done for my double page spread of the first, page. When you open up the cover, you got beckoned recourse. I'm finishing up page 2 because page 1 is basically finished. Until I get page 2 there, then I'll start to blend those together. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from you guys, but after I get that done, I might start to launch my pre-campaign based on that.
Nice.
I know a cover is expected, but I have probably 5 different ideas for covers. You guys have seen me kind of work on them a little bit on my own channel on Friday nights. But the ideas I'm talking about are way out of that box. So
cool.
I want to take my time with the cover because it is important. It is what's going to drive your audience members to see it and bring it to, bring them there, and also it's got to communicate what they are to expect as well. So you have to kind of be
but I think that
aware.
You're on the right track with the double page spread for your sign up page or whatever, because that's mostly what most people sign up just because they're like stoked on whatever they see on that page. So good double page spread will do it. Got
a lot of you guided me that way. But yeah, D Housen, what's up, buddy? And he's got a comic book. It's he's cranking some stuff out.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I may have heard on. I forget which platform I've heard on. Twitter.
Yeah, Instagram. Aerith, hello, sir. How you doing? Mo Biggs, hello.
Hola.
Sir, we missed you. Infinity Comics, hello. Yes.
Colonel Crack himself, dude. Colonel Crack himself. Dude, that's great. So
with our 17 herbs and spices.
Heck yeah, Inkfinity's here. Hello, Alex. What's up?
Sorry. Above 18 herbs and spices.
I appreciate it. Inkfinity knows I'm talking. I knew this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys over there are, Clayton has just been balling it up with his super channel for so long these days that I'm super stoked to get anybody on this channel at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So. What's up?
That was referring to Noah because I don't see him in here. I was first in the comments this time.
Right. What do you want, Sherry?
Eat your blanket.
Oh, you came over here to show. My dog is eating blankets.
Cloud hates your blanket.
I was like, you were just holding.
Wait a minute. You're a grown man with a blanket.
Yeah, I got a blanket and I got an eating blanket. That's a problem.
The
got a puppy.
Slips start again.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Mo Biggs said he watched them too. So that's
Steve
because
Wester, hello, Steve.
That's because they're awesome over there. I appreciate it. And yeah, thanks everybody for showing up. This is the regular Art Bros. We've got a double Art Bros this week, by the way, guys. Mr. John Malin will be here next this Friday coming up. So it'll be a special report that night on
Crack Pack Bow. Bring the Crack Pack Bow.
That's what we do. That's all we do.
Sorry.
It's all good, dude. I have to deal with crack all the time. This is not the first time. So I have gone out there and looked in many of the reaches of YouTube and try to find the best comic skate YouTubers, and I think I found one of the only consistent and art-based ones, and it's by the great VINNIE TARTAMELLA. What? Who are you going to? You?
I thought you were talking about me.
Oh, dude, that's totally uncalled for. No,
Vinny.
Vinny's the guy. What's up, Vinny?
Hey guys, how are we doing today?
Pretty good.
Hey, there you.
I thought You know, I should have said your name first, Jeremy. I forgot.
It was a joke, Joe. I was playing off it. Come on.
Dude. So he says, Mo says, speaking of the Barnes, Corey drew a great piece of his villain smoking crack on Hockey's channel last night. That I don't know if it's proven that it's crack or not. Is it proven?
Nah, I doubt it. This is inspirational stuff.
Yeah. What's your feeling on crack as being like an addiction for these story-driven maniacs?
I hate the way they ask people this. This is like CNN. He asks you such a guided question.
Listen,
you know, it's like there's a metaphor behind it. Do you get it?
I brought the Kraken. That's what I brought.
There you go.
The only kind of crack that I'm bringing to the party. Sorry, guys.
That's the best answer I think I've ever heard. And Mo says it was crack. Vinny says, no, it was the Kraken.
Wait, are we talking about Hunter Biden again?
We could be.
Another fantastic artist.
Is your art better than his? Yeah, right. This is awesome. I
heard he's painted some things. Okay. Arasaga says crack is life. There's so many addictions out there. And I'm glad we have you guys here. At least we can get your attention away from the crack for a moment. Vinny here.
Kraken.
The Kraken, yeah. Exchange it for the Kraken. Vinny, what's your I haven't really heard your background in comics. What's your, I guess, intro into comic books itself, like into like reading them, and then maybe is that the reason why you started drawing, or can you maybe give us a background segment?
Yeah, as a kid, I mean, I was into like all that kind of stuff, but like some of the first ones that kind of came across me, I have to say it was around the time of like the first Batman movie, '89. That's when I started getting really more into comics. I would get a couple here or there. If I went to the dentist or something, they had like Spider-Mans that were out there, and I would read them. And I always kind of like them. In New York, comic shops were kind of easy to find, at least back then. So like I would always go in there and just kind of go through things. But I got more heavily into it around the time of like Batman '89 because my dad actually knew Bob Kane.
No way.
Yeah, he used to. My father actually used to cut his hair when he came from Italy. He came to New York, and yeah, it was kind of cool. He was getting like Christmas cards and stuff, but yeah, my father just tossed them in the trash. He'd do little things sometimes, and Bob Kane didn't really do artwork. He was kind of just the face. Everyone knows other people did the work for him, but he would still do like little doodles and drawings and stuff for him. But yeah,
dude, that's insane.
Yeah, it's funny too because my father didn't really follow any of that stuff, and when he saw the movie, he's like, "Holy crap!" He goes like, "Alfred was the name of the guy who owned the barbershop." Like he was connecting all the dots while he was watching the movie. He's like, "What? This is insane!" But yeah,
that is great.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
I wonder if he asked him next time he went and got another haircut. It's like, "What's under this shop, dude? What's under here?"
Dude,
secrets.
He was super cheap though, that guy.
Oh, really?
His tips were garbage, and he was always a millionaire.
Yeah. Is that because he was like European? Is that maybe that's a difference?
Bob Kane?
Yeah, it's because he was.
No, Bob Kane was just a cheap man.
Oh, he's just a cheap dude.
Oh yeah, you heard what he did to Bill Finger.
Oh yeah, well, besides that, yeah, just in general.
Well,
on the daily.
In general, I mean, the guy was was very stingy, but if he kind of liked somebody. He was a lot more friendly and open. If he didn't, he was kind of like to himself. That's kind of like the vibe I got anyway.
Wow, we're not strange to that, are we?
Yeah.
No. So when you watch the movie, I mean, when I first saw, I don't know what my first intro to Batman was. Maybe the animated series or something. I don't know. Can't remember. But when you saw that movie, that's what like made you go and read more books. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, because around the same time, The Killing Joke came out, and as soon as I saw that, I was like hooked. I was like, "Holy shit, this is amazing!" And I just kept trying to look for more artwork that was like that, and that's what kind of sucks when the bar is so high right out of the gate. At the time, you had the McFarlanes, you had that kind of stuff, and that's what I was leaning towards. So like Spider-Man became my big comic. It was Batman and Spider-Man. And then, like during high school, other names and stuff would pop up, and I was getting more and more like into that world. And then one of the small books, I found that they were looking for artists for one of their studios. So my brother and I, we sent some work to him, and I got called up for an interview. So that's when I went to the New Jersey office at the time. and it was the design studio for all those figures. So I started
Oh, shoot.
working there,
Nice.
and I fast became like the lead designer. They loved what I was
Nice.
doing. There were two brothers who ran that division there. So I kind of took like all the work off their desk because I was very fast when it came to like coming up with these designs and stuff. And,
Right.
and let them do other aspects of the job, like, you know, trying to get like more licenses and talking with China. There's a lot of complicated shit that went on. But when it came to the drawings itself, yeah, I was like plowing through them, doing all these amazing designs for them. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. It was like right out of high school. So,
yeah, I mean, a lot of people that I know, like if you're really into comics, you're really into this path of just creating or in the internet entertainment field, no matter what it is, kind of like strikes at you at the teenage years. You're like really into the entertainment, and so you're building off of that. I know both me and Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy even still is a game dev, and I wanted to be one as well in the beginning, and I kind of switched over to art and CG, and then now and even later comics after I kind of taught myself to draw, which is where we're going to next. A nice segue. So
you meant for computer generated images just a second ago, correct?
For which one? CG?
Yeah. When you said CG, do you mean?
When I mean CG, yeah, CG as in computer generated
graphics.
images, not CG as in Comicsgate.
Right.
by
Yeah.
the way, big shout out to the fans out there too, man. Everyone in the chat, you guys rock.
Yeah,
you guys there too.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks that everyone is showing up at such a inconvenient time with other streams going on. But come by, show some love, and watch the replay at least. So what we have going on now is many people making books in CG, and I wanted to know, like, your book stands out as one that like pretty much has what it takes to like be a book where you can show people, be like, and you don't have to say anything else. Like some books you have to be like, oh, it's an indie book, you know, it's hard to find, you know, they're beginning, but your book is very professional. A lot of your books are,
I had the 5 campaigns all delivered. I did it like in under 2 years. This is campaign number 6. Everybody knows like the 5th one. I made it a hardcover. So this thing.
Oh, heck yeah!
Yeah, this is 100 pages, French style.
Let me get my little quick window here up here.
Yeah, because compared to a regular sized book, like bam. So this is it's a nice French style. 100 pages, ghost story. Like I made sure to get the quality there for everyone, and this was like my big thank you to fans as well, since it was campaign number 5, and everybody wanted it because like my very first campaign, I had the floppies of this, so it was the 3 issues. So I decided, let me do a collected edition. Cool. I asked a lot of people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great. Do it." And then midway in that campaign, I was on a stream. We were just kind of talking, and I said, what would be good for a nice stretch goal? And everyone's like, hardcover. I'm like,
yeah,
hardcover. So I crunched the numbers and went, all right. The next day or the next time I did a stream, I went, if we could hit this number, I'll do it for you guys. Because everyone was saying, if you don't have 6 figures, you can't do a hardcover book. You can't do it. I proved you can. And people.
I was going to say the presentation with that. Like once I saw the map pages after that hardcover, that presentation looked sharp, dude.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and that's what it is, man. Give the quality. People are paying top dollar. Give them the quality, man. So that's why out of the gate, all my books, the best paper, thickest stock cover. Go above and beyond. I didn't wait for stretch goals to unlock that stuff. I just figured let me do it right out of the gate. You guys are going to get the best no matter what. You come to me, you support my projects, that's what you're going to get. So
Mo's saying some funny stuff in there about the French style.
I do see that. So as I get to Mo, like I wanted to lead it back. I had a nice segue before Mo. But I really wanted to get to like the foundations. Like I wanted you on stream to bring, we can go check out your books, and we'll hopefully have some mods throw your links in the chat for us. But you can look at those campaigns, but then you're like, how do you get to that place? How do you end up where you're confident and skilled enough to like produce that many pages of a book and do it consistently. You're on your fourth book? What are you on? Maybe more?
Is this 4?
Or is it
You
3?
I thought you said 6.
Yeah, this is 4. I have 5 is also planned and 6 is also planned.
Okay.
Yeah, because after Shadow of the Kraken, I'm doing the sequel to City of Venus, and then after that is another project with my brother Frank. So yeah, I have some certain things kind of mapped out the way I'm doing it, because these books are all going to connect. Well, the universe, anyways, is a connecting universe. So you'll see elements of it kind of peppered in and Easter eggs, things like that.
So before it gets out of there, Mo did say, he was saying, Vinny doesn't want to be called the Boner King because he's always showing off how thick and hard that book is. And now he's calling it the French style, what kind of writing does a man come up with? What kind of man comes up with that is my question. Mo is like some sort of genius chat member. Thank you for being in the chat.
Again,
Mo.
I never gave myself any of these names. They were all given to me. Fulfillment King, Boner King, Booty King. I have a lot of crowns.
Dude, some of us get names.
Mo's an iteration of a different style of Play-Doh in this generation. So, we'll roll with it.
This is true.
Thanks for everyone. Ryan Cardinal's in the chat as well. What's up, Ryan? Stretching holes and stretching goals, dude. So funny, dude. Let's talk about your beginnings as an artist, and I bring that because I mentioned I'm pretty much self-taught as far as art goes. What's your foundations there?
Yeah, self-taught. Like I said, I really pushed hard because there's a few kind of like key moments that happened. I met Stan Lee when I was a teenager as well, and I showed him some of my work, and he's like, this is amazing, but it's at the same time he was having a falling out with Marvel. They just landed the movie deal for Spider-Man, and he goes, listen, kid, you do great work. He just leaned over and went, go to the other guys. I went, what? He goes, Marvel, they're done. They're done. I said, are you kidding me? Like, I'm sitting there like, my jaw's hanging open. I'm like, you are Marvel. And they're like, I didn't know all the workings of what was going on.
Not anymore.
Yeah, what did we have back then? We had mostly like Wizard magazine, and we were, hearing things like that. But yeah, sure enough, they almost sold off their characters. When I was working for Todd, I heard the story. They came this close. He was going to buy Venom. He wanted Venom back, and Wolverine. He was actually going to buy.
Really?
I was like, holy shit! But he's a little too cheap as well. Had he done that, because they were about to sell off these characters, Marvel had lawyers that were like pushing for it. But sorry, I'm getting to another conversation.
That's pretty cool, though.
Go into it.
So the Stan Lee thing, though, I'll get into that. So, like, getting that kind of encouragement from him was awesome, and I'll show you how it kind of came back around too. But yeah, I kept pushing. I was doing a lot of portrait work as well. Around like the end of high school, and even when I was working for Todd, I was doing a lot of different things. But when I started studying people a lot more, mannerisms, facial expressions, all that kind of stuff, like I just kind of kept going in that realm of Renaissance artists. I really liked, but the freedom of like what comic book artists could do. What Capullo was doing on Spawn was incredible because he mixed kind of a little bit of like kind of cartoon essence with the kind of structure of storytelling from comics. Like he found his groove, because I know like he was really big like on what's his name? The one who took over Bugs Bunny. The Grinch. I can't think of his name.
I know what you mean.
I don't know.
I'm thinking like for some reason I always thought he had like a Mad Magazine feel, but
he did. But Capullo even said it too. He was very influenced by that
guy,
that creative director. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank.
Bluth?
Not Bluth. Who did the Grinch?
Not the Dr. Seuss story.
Well, like the cartoon
animation.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Now I'm on the same page.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
He did Tom and Jerry's as well. He did like a number of things, but
Ralph Bakshi, not him.
Not Ralph Bakshi.
Somebody in the chat. Look it up. Look it up, chat.
We're a little brain dead today. Sorry, I've been going to sleep at 3 o'clock every night, like the past 2 weeks. But anyway,
Late nights.
when I saw what he could do like that, mixing those styles and kind of what influenced them, he had Mad Magazine influence as well, but he has this structure too that was fantastic. Like John Buscema, he loved his work too. You could see it in there. Frazetta.
Oh yeah.
So like to see that kind of mix, that's what I started playing around with too. I like the angles. Like Todd too was doing great stuff.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's hilarious.
It drives me crazy. I'm gonna look it up later. But yeah, so like kind of getting that in. But then I had like this kind of ultra clean style too, especially like with the design work I was doing. Then you don't want to see anything kind of sketchy. I was detailing out stuff because those sculptors needed to know like kind of every aspect of what we were doing for those designs. So if a creature had like, multiple belts and weapons and things, like you got to make sure to get all that detail, all that stuff in there, but it has to read clearly. So like my style kept developing from that. So I was messing around with that kind of style, but I stayed in doing pencils. So that was like my big thing. When I almost landed Spider-Man over at Marvel, I had like Ralph Macchio, one of the top editors. He told me, "Vinny, stop sending samples. I want you on this book." But everyone knows Quesada screwed me out of it 2 weeks before I signed. But from there, I got infuriated. I said, you know what? Fuck them. I'm going to do my own stuff. So I started teaching myself how to computer color as well. I said, if I could do multiple jobs, if I could do it all, put a comic book together myself, that's what I'm going to do. It might better my chances too of getting other work.
Right.
And from there, like I kept getting better and better. So I started doing like covers for a bunch of different companies and stuff. I did like 2 years worth of stuff for Blue Water. I did Image, Hack and Slash. I did a bunch of that kind of thing. I had done like little novel covers as well for a bunch of different places. But like I just kind of kept branching out. I did stuff in the entertainment world, storyboards. When I did the storyboards, that really helped me with my storytelling. So like that's really, I was getting more and more of the confidence on that. And like everyone I work with, it was almost like first or second go was usually I got things down perfectly because I try to really absorb what the character of the story is about, and I kind of go from there. So I just kind of envision it in my head how I want to see it, and then I put on all the hats. If you're drawing a character, you're like the actor. So that's like I always approach it like in a cinematic way, directing, lighting, clothes, you name it, set dressing. Like I put all in my head kind of how I want something to look, and I kind of go with it like that. So yeah,
it does show in the campaign. It shows,
there's definitely
shows a lot.
I'd agree, Jamie. There's like like you say, attention to detail and a crispness that's you don't get with a lot of different books.
I appreciate it because you find that kind of level of detail a lot in what I do too. Like you're putting detail in places most people won't lean forward to look, but you give it to the people who will, and that's what's really cool about it.
It's pretty sweet. I knew that would be perfect because hello, Mr. McKinney.
Oh, McKinney, yeah, man. Hell, brother.
Up? So good to have you here. But yeah, I knew Jeremy would appreciate that more than most. I knew you would appreciate that more than most. I do too, but for me, I'm a little bit more minimalistic than probably something like from Vinnie. And yeah, it's very cool that you put the time there and you put the effort. I think one of my favorite quotes from Frank Miller, hail Frank Miller, that he said, "Your mind should be working harder than your hand." And if every time I'm like dozing off or something as I'm drawing, I'm like, remember, snap back into it because it's not going to turn out as good as it could if you don't go to autopilot. Let's pull up your book page. Jeremy, you got the page up? Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, right there.
Well, that's the thing too, though, man. That's why I changed my style up as well. Like I did that kids book that was done like in a Disney style, totally different from everything else I do. But that's the thing is try to branch out, try to learn other techniques, mess around. You're going to be a better artist for it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. And actually, Jeremy, I'm going to pull up his other cool
but
things
we
you
got all
got
this
going.
cool art over here, dude. We got all these things to go through. What are you talking about? Look at all this awesome stuff. What are you doing?
I'm gonna pull up the same page. No, I wanted to bring up his YouTube first, and a couple. I want to lead into the last thing of it being the shot of the Kraken, but I wanted to show, since we're on the part of developing and like viewing the growth as an artist as like an incremental thing.
I got it. Chuck Jones. That's the guy.
There you go, Chuck Jones. He's the one that had the. He had the quote where you've got 10,000 drawings in you, and you just have to get them out, right? Like, isn't that like his
something
quote?
along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this is a cool channel, and obviously I'm subscribed, but I think everyone in the chat who's not subscribed, go check it out. Even if you're just maybe not an artist, but you want to just look into it a little bit more, you've got other things on here as well. But what we're concerned with is your masterclass stuff. And I've checked out a few of them. There's definitely some really awesome stuff. I've done tutorials for Clayton on his how to draw comics. So I'm like, I compare and contrast and see what you color code, what you don't.
I used to teach Clayton. He used to
nice.
he used to hit me up on DeviantArt years ago. I was giving him tips and stuff.
Dude,
he talked about his DeviantArt days.
Mm-hmm.
He did. We had him on a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is awesome, dude. I really appreciate. I think everyone really appreciates stuff like this. Whenever you're like, oh man, I can't get something in a drawing, like hair or whatever, hand or something, you can go to videos like this. So the next thing I want to lead to is this. I'm going to copy and paste this. This is one I haven't done. I've got an ultimate art guide I started, pretty much just like links to all great stuff, which I'm still working on. And I'm going to throw you in here, YouTube channels, which I hadn't gotten to. Let's put you as a link and put you in as Vinnie. Vinnie Tartamella, if I spell it right, Tartamella, and link, apply to it. So now you're in here. So this guide is something that I want to do because there's a lot of people that do stuff. You just how do you get it all in one spot, and how do you find it? So so that's why I started this thing. And now that you know about it, maybe Corey
competing with Corey Barton, or I mean with
Clayton. Yeah, I showed it to him, and he was like, it's pretty much, I'm like an index. I call it a guide, but it's really just an index for everybody else. But yeah,
that's great, man. Well, that's why I started doing them, because a lot of people, like, they didn't know like certain things or basic structure, anatomy, storytelling. That's why I started doing those master classes, and people enjoyed them. At first, it was kind of a joke a little bit too. We'll step back a little bit further. Some of the first videos I did, I was just kind of messing around doing drawings here and there. But then I started doing like a couple of lessons because people asked, "Oh, how do you do this? How do you do that?" So I started with like, everyone called me the ass master. So I went, all right, we'll start with the female ass, the hips, the structure of that. So people enjoyed it. So I did
a good core to start from.
Yeah, I think
I jumped to the one. I was obviously hands, feet. Those are the ones I checked out.
Mostly. Okay, all right. That's what. So I went with the spine. So I was very close to like the tuchus, that's where I kind of built from too. So
I still, every time I talk to a Bancroft, I'm like, buddy, come on, man, I'll teach you how to draw hands, because he had the whole
the ginger root hands. Yeah,
that's funny.
He's like,
the thing is, he's made a lot of money on that version of the book.
Yeah. So check this out. I know you're much more American style, but now that Ryan Cardinal brings this up, I have it in front of me. Got this book. It's by Taco something on Instagram and Twitter. And it's pretty much a weeb book, but it's huge and just great.
Weeb anatomy.
It's weeb anatomy, and I like it because it's not what you do. It's not what I have taught as well, like where you break everything down specifically. Each page is more like a question, like, oh, I'm having trouble with whatever, a guy drinking from a glass, and he shows you here's a trick that you can do to do it.
Nice.
Interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, for sure. So
instead of building your little figurines that you're going to pose in your play set, and take a screenshot of it, it's different, where you're kind of going like, what's the kind of shot I want? How do I build that shot? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. How everyone kind of approaches it is really, you know, something else. For me, it's always been imagination. You know, I try to just look or see as much as I could. You know, I live in a couple different places, so just seeing how people are, how the world is, how everyone acts and reacts. Like I have art books and stuff too that I've studied from, but it's like I'll read it, I'll let it settle in my head, and then I'll go. I don't really set up things or do stuff like that. I just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of it's like feeling and intuition, whatever you want to call it. But that
try to pause the movie that's playing in your head.
Yeah,
and transcribe it.
Yeah. Well, like if I have a page that I'm kind of like working on, and I have the story elements, like I want it to read a certain way, and how to draw the eye through the story, and like, you know, what's the focal point? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to say with this page or this shot? And it's like that kind of approach. So, yeah, if you're having trouble and you need to do something like that, where you set up a figure or do a pose like that, yeah, go for it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always about breaking things down, pencil and paper.
Yeah, for sure. I dig how you color code things. I think it's like one of the best uses of color, as far as like anatomy goes. It's great for that.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to at least the video and show a little bit of it. What you brought up right there is great. Like I like this book mainly, the taco book, because it's something about when I look at life and when I draw straight from life, I easily get like into a rabbit hole of trying to get it my way. And by stealing from someone else and their tricks right away, it's like a starting point almost. And that's why I like what he does in this book. Gotcha. At least it gives me like a trick to start from. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I'll warp that. But if I go directly to photos and like try to break things down, I'll spend half a day just trying to get something perfect because I'm a perfectionist.
But it ends up getting stiff a lot of the times, depending on the type of reference you're going for.
Well, right. Two things I tell anybody. Who starts off is get your anatomy down and your perspective. Those are the two key points that you need, because once you get that down, that's your foundation. That's where you can build from. Then you can play with different angles and foreshortening, all that stuff. But make sure you know that stuff. So, like again, you had the arm up before. I try to do the color coding to break it down in a more simplistic way, because the body is made up of shapes. You know, there are certain key shapes. The shoulders, like it's that teardrop, but it's split into three main muscles. It's not
squares and circles. It's not squares and circles.
Right.
It's more.
Although then you have someone like Bart Sears, where he has all that kind of like bubble muscles, but they're all correct, and it's just the way that he puts it together that works. You know, so
Bart Sears' book is great.
Well, yeah, he's just a great guy too. I
never met him, but I mean, I think we were having Andy Smith on in a couple weeks, so it'll be good to get some Bart stories from him.
Yeah, he was on my last stream as well.
Oh, nice, dude! I could go back and watch it. Maybe I'll get a little insight.
I've met Andy too. He's been on my show a couple times already now, but it's cool. I mean, there's a lot of good people out of there, and you know, I think Bart's one of the guys who he has that vision, and he's really good with kind of what he breaks down for people as well.
Right.
You know?
So while we have the art guide around the bend here, let's check out. I always ask our guests, like, I don't want 10 of them. I want your favorite book, your favorite video, your favorite channel. What's the one you go to over and over again? The most repetitive, repeat views as far as like help with anatomy or something like that, or storytelling, either one. I know it's putting on the spot, but
yeah, I really got to think about it, because it's not. I mean, I don't know. There's not too many people I run to anymore.
You got to start sending this question out beforehand, Joe.
I should give you before you jump on. Yeah.
Well, again, two of my favorite artists were Capullo and Enrico Marini. So I was always kind of into like that European style, and John Buscema, obviously. John Buscema he was one of the kings. Frazetta got me into really wanting to do this hard. So there's a couple of really good influences that I've had. Artistic. Okay. Wise. But
for as far as like instructional books or anything like that, videos or you can think on it. We don't have to do it right now, but like maybe as the stream goes, I'll ask you one more time later on and see if you.
I mean, there's a couple. I mean, there was one anatomy book I had gotten years ago that was like How to Train. It was like a workout one, but the way they did it, like the guy drew over bodybuilders, but then he pulled the skin off to kind of show you how it works. I mean, you get like the Grey's Anatomy book as well, but I say something like that almost worked a little bit better because it really applied it in a more realistic fashion.
Okay.
And like that artist, Frederick something, I can't remember his last name.
Well, even well-known artists like Da Vinci were dissecting bodies to understand the same thing you're talking about. It's like you basically have like a bodybuilder, and now let's just peel the skin off to understand how the muscles attach, how they work.
Exactly.
Even when they're flexing, which veins are going to pop or which ones are going to deform.
The tendons in the hands.
I don't mean pop like that, Joe. I mean like stick out of the skin. You know.
I get it. I'm laughing at Mo.
Gushing floods all over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's more?
And like study gymnasts and stuff like that too, if you want to. Know how the anatomy and stuff works. You know, because they have muscles and they're flexible, and you want to know how all that happens, especially if you're drawing superheroes. Like that's a good thing, you know. But
for sure,
I always lean towards life and then mix in some of the cartoon stuff as well. You'll have a good balance, and it's the exaggeration of what the human body could do essentially.
Absolutely. Since I'm already here, Jeremy, I'll run the the back end stuff for Shadow the Kraken because I want to talk because we usually only run an hour, and I want to have a little bit of time with showing, maybe talking about what's updated here or how's it going, that sort of thing. So everything you've learned, this is your most recent book, so everything you've learned is the most refined on this book, you'd probably have to say, right?
Yeah, I think so. And it's something that's always been like, near and dear to me. I love pirate stories since I was a kid. And the thing is, it's like there's not that many that are really good or that accurate. So like I did a lot of research into, kind of like I'm even going to show throughout the series like how piracy even started in the Caribbean. A lot of people are kind of unfamiliar with that, and who kind of led the way with all of it. And,
so it's like historical too.
A bit like I'll have those historical elements. You'll have characters from history are going to be in here. There's at least 2 that are going to be prominent to the story as we kind of unfold. First issue is going to be mostly my characters anyway. But like my lead character, you're going to watch how he was part of the Royal Navy and why and how he defects, why he becomes a pirate. It's a very violent scene too. It's when he's kind of saving the day and he's got to take care of his men. But there's brutality in this, man.
Yeah, it's like the last image in here, I think, or it's up top. Oh, there, or no, that's not him. But that's some eye socket gouging right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's there's ship battles. I got to show the pirates doing their thing too. But it's gonna be a little bit of everything in here. The skull you see right there in the cover, that's an integral part of the story. That's why it's like on the special variant. But it's nice. He finds it amongst a bunch of other treasure, and there's multiple kind of maps and locations that are carved into it. Plus, it's coded. So like I'm gonna have a lot of different layers of things happening. For questions for people as well, like who's that skull belong to and why they do that, and where does it really lead to? Like enough for people to really chew on that. But there's gonna be other elements in here as well. Well, obviously, we're going to have sharks in here. I mean, it's a pirate story. But like I said, the brutality is going to be all over.
Heck yeah, man.
So like the story itself, I mean, like I'm centering around the main character, Nathaniel James Callan, and kind of like he's got a code he's kind of living by right now, but he's starting to break it. He's starting to break his own rules that he set for himself. He didn't want to be like what he was fighting against. It's kind of why he did that. You know how it is. You're out in the open seas. You have that freedom, but at the same time, you still have to live in a very brutal world. And there's things you have to do. And it's like, how far is too far? Could you get back into the light if you've gone too dark, too evil, bloodlust, treasure, hungry? There's a lot of different elements at play, plus another element of putting into the story. But then we have the villain who's also pursuing the main characters. And he has his own agendas. He's pulling the strings from the shadows. But, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. I show it in the first issue as well. I mean, that dude there, the patch thing. But Yeah, and his crew, they're a nasty bunch as well. So I want to show kind of like the differences between the villain, you know, our heroes, all that stuff, and kind of what they have to do that's similar and what they do that's kind of different. But yeah, you'll see how it comes to a head too. The ending is pretty explosive. The opening and the ending, I have bookmarks of holy shit moments. Because I think in this story you definitely need it, and there's some very big highs in here that are pretty crazy.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think that's what we want. Yeah.
Oh,
I like
sure.
I like the character design of your guy with the eye patch. He reminds me of the old guy on what is it, the Man at Arms, or not Man at Arms, but the Forged in Fire guy, like the one that always wears the vest.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, a little bit. Now that you mention it, a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I like this.
That's a perfect movie for him to be in too. It's like a pirate movie. So yeah. Like,
but he's a little guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's tiny, but dude, yeah, he can really whack an ice block.
Yeah,
for sure. I dig this cover too.
It is
it's
a cool
pretty,
cover. It's
pretty sweet. I just like your mix of pretty much everything. Like you got a good mix of
the stylism with the photorealism approach, which
thanks,
I like that too. It's like the proportions are going for that photorealism, but there's that style that he was talking about earlier that he's like peppering in there so it comes off very clean.
Yeah, and I love color, man, dude. Like, especially doing a book like this, it's set in the Caribbean. Yeah, you bet your ass you're gonna have beautiful sunsets. You're gonna have lots of great stuff happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, give me a book with color. I don't want to see something just flat and monotone. I want life. For
sure. I hear you there. I think like there's not many books. Do you know how many books are out there that are pirate books? Have you done research on how many are out there?
Not really. I mean, the stuff that I've seen, I'm not impressed by. Or they get way too crazy and wacky with it. I mean, there's a supernatural element to this story, but it's still kind of in the rules of the worlds that I've created and kind of what I'm leading to. Don't get me wrong, too. I do have a story too that's going to be, aside from all this, a different genre altogether, where it is going to be like magic, sword and sorcery, over the top. Like I have plans on the type of stuff that I'm doing and why I'm going to be doing it as well. So that's going to be a fun aspect to this.
Yeah, I'm
Pirates of Dark Water. That's a good reference, man.
I've not seen it, but
for that supernatural thing, it was an old kids cartoon back in like the early '90s. Pirates of Dark Water. I think they did.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. I haven't. I haven't seen it in forever though, man. I think it came last time I saw it. But this thing too, though, there's an aspect that people always leave out of the pirate stories for some reason. I'm putting slavery in here. It's part of history. It's one of the main reasons why they were doing what they're doing as well. Blackbeard also, if he found a ship full of slaves, he freed them, and in most cases, he brought them on as his crew. But like I've told many people, later in life, when he got syphilis, he sold them. In the Carolinas as well. Again, pirate, scumbag, crazy, lots of different things. But
they're not heroes.
Right. Get that element in there because there's also been characters in history who were black who became amazing pirates and they've done a lot of stuff.
Wait. What are you, a racist? Are you trying to put that in your book for?
I skip all that stuff. No.
Okay.
The other R word.
Yeah. So before we get too far, I don't want to gatekeep Mo. I'm sure NTM is getting some sort of signal in the universe that I'm gatekeeping somebody. Mo says that that B-Rose.
Yeah, where's Little Mo at? I don't see.
Yeah, Little Mo's around her somewhere. He says B-Rose, you missed Joe Sugar off the Weeb Anatomy book. It's called Tacos.
Yeah, that was funny.
I dig that. And then down here, Mo also says SJWs only read pirate books.
Hey Joe, do you want hot fire or Diablo sauce?
Hot fire, please. And get some what are they? That cheesy gordita crunch is what I want.
Yeah, cheesy gordita crunch.
And so Frog G's here, and who else just showed up? One more person here. K Manifesto, there we are.
Oh yeah. By the way, going to be on K Manifesto's show as a co-host tonight at 10 Eastern.
Tonight? I thought it was tomorrow.
Tonight, Joe. I told
snap,
you.
Dude.
See how much he pays attention.
So, dude, I'm all over the place, dude. Go Diablo, no cowards.
No cowards. Wow.
That's funny. All right. So I want to know, out of all the things you've worked on, is this your favorite book, or is what's your favorite genre? Maybe is what I'm getting at. Is Pirates turning out to be your favorite, or do you prefer superheroes or something?
Pirates are like it's kind of like at the top for me, but again, I'm into so many different things. Like I said, medieval, futuristic stuff. City of Venus and this are probably like my favorite, kind of like at the moment, because it is the two that I'm going to be working on back to back. Because yeah, these pages, like they're going to be 50 pages out of the gate for all my books here on out, 50 pages minimum. But yeah, it's just I like being able to create in these different worlds and tell these stories. But again, like the atmosphere of it all is really cool. But again, I have urban books as well. There's one that it's like a ton of cityscapes are going to be all over the place. So again, my tastes always kind of rotate. That's why I'm jumping around a little bit. But like I said, I have sort of like a plan of action that I want to do with these stories and how they're going to connect and what I'm going to do with them. But
so what's your current? I didn't see a status thing on here. What's the status of the book being in production? Is it?
Yeah, I'm on like the very like the last part of the book, maybe the last 25% of it. But I jumped around a little bit too because there's key pages I wanted to get done. Now I'm going back and filling in some other stuff like the talking bits, and I have it. It's all written out. It's all been copyrighted too. But the way that I have it, if I do need to, I'm gonna go over the 50-page mark, and I'm sort of getting to that point already because there's certain elements I want in here. Like I said, I know where I'm going with it. But I gave myself enough room to, if I need to extend the fight sequence or do or another really cool splash page, stuff that's really going to make the book extra better and really pop. But yeah, it's going great. I'm still aiming towards like the end of the year. I want it done by I want to see maybe around Christmas, maybe going into the new year, right around that kind of ballpark. But
so are you juggling multiple projects right now? Or are you like, do you have a day job? What's the life balance?
Yeah, there's still like I have freelance gigs and stuff that I'm still doing. But yeah, for the most part, like, I'm doing everything on here. So I'm the writer, artist, inker, colorist, letterer, everything. So and again with my other projects as well. City of Venus, that's all me as well. My brother Frank helped co-write the Through the Woods project. But again, for the most part, I'm doing like all the work on it essentially. So yeah, it takes time to do it. But at the same time, those other campaigns, I got them all out early. This is one of the first ones where I didn't have it at least halfway done when I launched. But this is probably the last one that I do like that. I'm gonna go back to my old model, finishing the book almost fully or 90%, then launching. That way. I could get them out in a more timely fashion as well. So yeah, I mean, we learn all the time. I got 6 campaigns. I'm still learning stuff.
Absolutely. I learned so much about just like I'm one of the same. I'm a guy like you. I'm doing everything. So I didn't realize how much it added once you hit the campaign phase and fulfillment. You're like, on top of making the book in every aspect, now you're also adding on marketing and fulfilling, like and
again, you guys saw what happened with this campaign. I was doing fantastic the first week. I think I had like $12,000 the first week, and then someone made a fraudulent campaign on Kickstarter. Then I had to contact the Federal Trade Commission in order to shut them down. Like it got that far because we still know that there's still people who hate us and they're stirring shit up, or they're friends with people at certain places. There's still a lot of dumb shit that's happening. That's why I try to avoid it as much as possible. If someone's spreading lies or doing bad shit, I ignore them, block them, remove them. Because I don't have time to waste. And you know how it is too, and how hard we're working. Get the work done. Get the product out there. Be cool and have fun with your fans. It's not that difficult. Just,
Yeah. We're in the same mind space, I think, me and you. I think it's the Italian thing happening.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. Unless it's Noah.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, I think like for the most part, wasn't it like Dojo Kun that helped you out with that too?
Yeah. Dojo. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, he reached out. He let me know how to do it with because he's like a fraud investigator, and he's like this is wrong what they're doing. I had dozens of people reporting it, and they all had the same response. They ignored me. 4 or 5 times I contacted them, sent my DCMA, all that stuff, nothing. I'm like, all right, you want to play hardball? Let's play hardball. 20 minutes later, they shut it down and then wrote me back. Oh, we got your messages. Oh, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I know. So you're signing all the books. It looks like, dude, might as well get some prints and a keychain for sure. The head sketch, that seems like a cheap sketch as well. So, but at the very least, a lot of people are taking you up on just the basic book, which is pretty cheap at $25.
And you meant cheap as in like monetization.
Yes,
not like
cash.
Well,
not cheap. Yeah.
Everyone said the drawings that they've gotten from me in previous campaigns, they are highly detailed drawings. I don't do just like, I don't just crap them out. No, I put a lot of effort into what I do. Make sure everyone gets a great piece.
They're not throwaway. I like both cover options because I feel like this is a book that not only let's get out of it. No, I just doxed myself.
Screenshot it, guys.
Go in afterwards and then just kind of clip that or blur it
for sure. What I wanted to do. Geez.
You can switch over here, Joe. Well, you eat yourself.
I just wanted this, guys. I just wanted to show that I'm going to get both covers because this seems like a book that you could give to, like, I don't know. I feel like your history buff, cousin or something, would like some. It's kind of grounded. People that are not necessarily into comic books. It seems like an intro into comics for some people. Because it's grounded.
It could be. Yeah, and the thing too with why I kept it there. Originally, again, we had too many crazy things happen, but it was only supposed to be that cover with the skull was only supposed to be for about a week. But other people were messaging me. They know what happened with the other stuff, and then there was a lot of stuff happening with the Koof. So I said, all right, I'll keep it up until I'm ready to fulfill. But I think when I'm ready to fulfill, I'll give people like one update, give them one last chance to get that, and then I might be pulling that. So if you want to get that cover, it's the only way to get it. That and on the higher tiers, obviously.
Right.
I really feel like that skull, or I felt like that skull in geometry class, but without all the jewels and stuff coming out of my mouth.
All right, Joe, Jeremy. So you want to get both covers? You want to split it, and you get one, I get one.
Oh yeah.
I'll do it after stream. I don't want to dox myself again, but you can plan on that cover because I do want to get it. I haven't backed it yet. And it's been a crazy since I last talked to you, Vinny. It's been a crazy campaign for Star Circuit.
Did you scroll through all this cool artwork on this?
Did I stop too early?
I don't think you did.
All right, dude. I'll give it to you. Take the reins, dude.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of good stuff here.
My bad, man. My bad.
Good. Like, look at those butts.
Dude, the butts are in full fashion on here.
Look at those strong back and that bodacious. I mean, Kim Kardashian, you'd kill for that.
You just got to take Malin's advice. He goes, anything by Vinnie Tartamella, just back it. Just back it. You're going to be happy.
Heck yeah.
Colors are good.
Do you have that on your campaign? You should put that quote up here if it's not there.
No, he said it on 3 different streams. So I'm like, thanks, bro.
Yeah, I like it. You should definitely quote it. Put it on the campaign. That would definitely work. There we go. Yo, Vinny from Oliver.
Yo, man, Oliver's awesome.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it is great art. I think it was a no-brainer, dude. To me, it's like you are the embodiment of like what's great about American style comics. So
dude, I appreciate that.
You can put that. You can quote me on that one. So me and Jeremy, I think we probably split one and get a cover a piece. I get the good one, whatever the good one is. And
oh yeah. By the way, I do have the beanie.
Oh snap! We look at that.
Yeah, these things look fantastic.
Oh
nice.
Yeah.
I do dig that
out a little bit, but that and I have the keychains, like the button keychains.
Very cool.
These are
nice.
Cool.
I dig that hat too. The little bit of red really sells it.
Thanks, man. Try to do the
killer
coming out.
Killer. So everybody knows I'm like half a weeb over here. My book, Star Circuit, is also half weeb. I'm gonna bring it up on my end here, Jeremy, real quick.
I didn't see Weebery in this one. I do in Star Circuit, but I don't see it in this one.
Yeah, no, not in Vinny. It's all my end, guys. So Star Circuit is very so close to printing. It's crazy. I don't understand all the troubles I've had, but
it's Naruto running through printing.
Pretty much, dude. It's like
I'm looking forward. Where's my book? Where's my book, Joe?
Where's my book, dude? You said we'd be reading this thing this month.
I know. No, you won't. You probably will be reading in August, but I don't know when they're going to start printing. I was hoping that it was going to print, hit the press tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. But I gave the okay, so we're just waiting for the wheels to start turning, if you know what I mean.
Nice.
So if you're not aware, Star Circuit is a cyberpunk book. It's a racing book. We've hit some way better numbers than I thought. I just got a backer today, hit 340, which is impeccable. Nice. I can't thank people enough for this because it's like dreams come true kind of style events happening. I was just talking.
Great looking book, man, dude.
I appreciate it. I mean, for coming from you, Vinny, I really do appreciate it. I say that for everybody, but for you, I mean it.
Dude, why do you think I backed it? I'm like, this looks fantastic. You know,
I thank you.
Good job.
So if we go here and look at this one item, it's the Metric X50 3D print. It's a big print, and I've shipped out several, but I've heard one of them came back broken. So I will be replacing that for that one backer. Be assured, though, if that happens to you and you come back and watch a video, you're like, oh, this thing is broken, I will get it resolved for you quickly. You can even probably keep the broken one. There's no reason to send it back. You could fix it, have two of them. I don't care, but I will get you the one that I promised you. So if that happens to you,
it's joking, not art broken. Okay, don't put.
That's right.
Joking, okay?
This is art joking, bro. That's right. But yeah, it's a great book. The 3D print is made by a third party. Not that it's a bad print. It's just sometimes shipping just gets crazy out there. So no worries about that.
Just let him know. Email him, call him.
Yes.
Get his streams like Noah and cuss him out. Do something. Just get his attention.
Contact Mo. Give him your favorite insults and send them my way. So Star Circuit, back it. But definitely go back, Vinny, and the Shot of the Kraken. I already told you we will be doing both covers. That way, me and Jeremy can read it and then watch Master and Commander together.
That's a good movie.
That's a fantastic movie.
I thought the ending drops off a little too sudden, but a good movie.
A little bit, yeah.
I only brought up the joke.
They're very accurate with the shit that they were doing in there.
Yeah.
I need to go watch it. I just wanted to see Russell Crowe when he wasn't fat. Yeah. I want to remember him how we remember him. As Maximus. You know what I mean? So
are you not entertained?
He got in great shape too for that Superman movie.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. He's Superman's daddy.
That's right.
He put on a ton of weight for that last role that he did.
Which one was that?
That's CG.
No, he was following that girl in the car. It was crazy. Like the whole movie. Like he's in his big monster truck and he's like,
oh yeah,
this girl. It was a shitty movie, but he was great in it.
I need to go, dude. He's one of the best actors ever.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
He's amazing.
So, like I said, go back this freaking book, dude. There's not a better pirate story, and you're gonna get some great art.
By the way, on top of all this stuff too, my other campaigns are still active as well. So City of Venus for the 2 art books, Through the Woods, those also still. If you put an order in, I ship them out either same day or next day. So,
where can they do that, Vinny?
If you scroll to the bottom, I have links there as well. So to the other 2 campaigns.
I'll let Zay do it. I'll bring up his page real quick.
Hey, Vinny, in your next campaign, if you continue the pirate motif, you might want. There's a great group of guys who write music and produce it out in here. If you need extra voice actors to Yo Ho Me Hardy's on a soundtrack.
Oh, cool. Nice, man.
Let's go get it. Where are we at? The links to these 2 books? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Exactly. So at the bottom.
Yes, City of Venus. That's where the 2 art books are as well. And they're 52 pages each. So yeah, it's again that top quality, a little bit of everything in here. I don't know what I could show, can't show, but we got pinup stuff. You name it. It's fantastic. And
Yeah, again, that consistent artwork, Joe. Look at that. Like,
Oh yeah, dude.
yeah,
I'm always impressed. It's really just, you know,
that's cool.
yeah, some great like design stuff too in here. So we can tell like you've done
man.
more than just these books in your lifetime. You didn't wake up and start drawing these things.
Right. And well, that's the thing too, man. Everyone they cannot wait. They were Vinny 1, City of Venus 2 coming. It's coming as soon as I'm done with the pirate book, and that's fulfilled. That's what I'm working on again. It's part 2 to City of Venus, or issue 2, and it's going to be 50 pages. And there is just a whole lot I'm putting in that one. We're going to start off with some big action and violence as well. So
Hell yeah.
you guys will dig it.
See
Oh, yeah, dude,
the forced perspective, slight like bubble lens or fisheye lens here. It looks so good. It's very
Thanks,
well
man.
pulled off.
Yeah. Again, this project is it's a lot of fun to work on, and the story elements that are in there. I alluded to what's going on in the world right now. It's the extreme of it is the backdrop. The actual story is going to be leading into other directions. That's why I have a lot of different threads in that first issue, and there are a few people picked up on them, kind of like, you know, like, oh, Vinny, I'm interested. Who's this character? This mysterious character? What's going on with the villains? Like, I have a good amount of stuff that's gonna really open up into much bigger things in a bigger world.
Heck yeah. And it's you put out good chunks of stories. So that's helpful. You know, because you know, comic pages they go by quick. You know what I mean? Take a long time to make, but they go by quick. So we appreciate the bigger books. Thanks for everyone being in chat. Oh, dude, Hook.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, there's only a few things I was able to actually put on the campaign because we don't need anyone trying to stop us. So
a lot of people don't know this.
That's public domain. So
yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people don't know this, but Jeremy is the real life Peter Pan. He's out there, puts on some tights, he flies in the nighttime.
Oh, the wear the tights, huh? That's what you're gonna go for, is the tight thing? Yeah, I don't own a pair of tights, Joe. Thanks.
You never wanted to grow up.
But if I did, I'm wearing them on this show.
Okay, dude.
There you go.
All right.
Exactly. Who knows what you got below the desk? So Mo says, I'm not surprised to hear that Pale Rider about UPS. UPS handles your packages very poorly, is what Pale Rider says. And I got a frame 2 days ago from Shelby, an ARO drawing that it arrived cracked. That's crazy. That means it was framed and cracked. That's nuts. So it's kind of like very cool that we have so many creators, and it's actually
customers, and
it's the community is growing, and it's almost like getting now to the point where we're like very saturated as far as how many books are out there. So I think your books does stand out, and you've got some credit behind you, so that helps. I think everyone. I think it's a no-brainer to, like, as far as like if you're questioning, you know, if you can produce, and I think it's that question is not the one that
no,
anyone's gonna have.
I'm one of the most trusted creators here. You kidding me? You know, in this community all around. Like I said, man, 5 campaigns all fulfilled, and at the height of COVID as well. Yeah. I'll wear that with a badge of honor there.
Oh, Mo says he bought the cracked frame. Okay. It's a joke. I'm bad at jokes. All right, so moving on to
that last one you did. Are you shocked, Joe?
What, me?
Are you
about being bad at jokes?
How shocked are you? Don't you have a shocking video?
Oh yeah, no, I do. I'm not gonna do that anymore, dude. I stopped making clips. No, I've got plenty of clips, dude. I can play the clip. I just need a good way. I need a good segue, Jeremy, for the clip.
It was so amazing.
Dude, go back and watch it. Have you seen this clip? I'll just play it. That way people know I have the clip.
See, that's how you segue. That's how you segue.
What? We'll just see what he thinks about it.
Yeah, see? Yeah, not that hard to segue. Not that hard to segue.
True.
Wow, that first attempt. Woohoo! That was a doozy. You called
Was it
me
last
meta.
week or the week before?
I think it was last week. You called me meta, dude. That was whew.
Oh,
that
dude.
was an excellent delivery, Joe. I've never.
That's
seen
because I'm really bad at doing shit on the fly. I'm very methodical, but I'm like the slowest. I'm like the opposite of Mo. Mo is witty. I am shitty.
It's hard to be that quick. Oh,
It depends.
no, you're not.
It depends on the day too, man. Because like
Yeah.
I'm on other streams as well, like Rogue Entertainment, and it's more like topical stuff and shit like that. And I bust out the Alex Jones impersonations. And
We got the documents.
yeah, oh, we do it all over the place. But yeah, I got the stuff in camp. I got like an Alex Jones
Nice.
photo that I put in there. It's like it's all about the the water. The water's turning the frogs dead, especially in Jersey. I mean, that's just how it is. Again, get your iodine capsules over at Infowars.com. Yeah, it's great. Use the promo code Alex. Thank you.
Yeah. It's the globalists.
I will eat your ass.
Water,
It's too funny.
They're taking over everything.
I love the community. I'm glad you're in it. We're gonna jump out of here. I got to figure out what the hell my dog is eating today. Besides a blanket, who knows what he's doing out there? I'm pretty sure.
I gotta jump over to Irene's stream anyway.
Oh, nice, dude. Oh yeah, that's right. She starts very soon or just now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just now, we're holding them up.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Be sure, guys, check out my channel, especially on Fridays and Sundays. That's when I do my live streaming. Fridays, I just kind of added in like for 2 weeks now. I've been doing it. But yeah, I'm trying to do like a shorter stream there, and then Sundays are usually like the longer, bigger, crazier streams. We did fucking 4 hours 2 weeks ago. This past Sunday, we did 3.5. But like, we really break down some stuff. We went into the whole He-Man thing, but broke down why it's so bad. Not just SJW, but the writing. Why the writing was pure shit. What they did to these characters. If you want to see that and our views and our takes on it, it's pretty hilarious.
nice.
I gotta watch something on it because I still haven't been up to date on that. I wasn't a big He-Man watcher, but I had the action figures, or like even the comic books. Like, I'm not quite too sure how bad they really screwed this up, but I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the action figures are the best part of He-Man. Well, before, but who knows?
Well, yeah, I mean, shit. Well, you mean the whole thing with Kevin Smith? He was brought in after the fact, so they needed a face to kind of take the blame and maybe trick the nerd culture into watching it. That's what their approach was. So yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
he's a whore. So it's like, here's a sack of money. Do what we say. Okay, man.
yeah, dude. I know. I gotta buy some dimes. So let's do this and that again sometime, Vinny, because this is always a great combo. Me and Jeremy really appreciate it. We can find you on Twitter, Vinny Art. Am I right?
Yeah, Vinny Art, YouTube, same handle, Instagram, ArtStation, all the same stuff.
Heck yeah, Jeremy. We can find you where?
You can find me at Studio Zaid on Twitter. I have a YouTube channel at Zaid Studios, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. And yeah, guys, I have a game that's on Steam as a prototype called Beckon. Go check that out. The word Beckon, like, get the hell over here. So go try out the prototype. It is an experimental turn-based with a real-time twist RPG to it. Guys, get on to Shadow of the Kraken. Go check that out. Me Hardy's Yo-Ho. Let's do it.
That's right. Me Hardy's Yo-Ho indeed. Catapano Art is where you can find me. You all know it. Till next time, which will be coming back this next time Friday, hopefully with John Malin. We'll keep you posted on Twitter. But have a good night. Thanks, Vinny.
Thank you, guys.
Peace out.